Welcome to the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. We're here covering the 2025 USYS National Championships. I'm Jade Barquette, and I'm super excited to be with you guys today and this entire week covering some great youth soccer. We will be right up with the first kickoff and starting lineups for teams. We are just moments away from kickoff here in our 14U boys game. Rhode Island Surf, of course, Minneapolis United. Surf will have the ball to start kickoff. Minneapolis is going to be on the right side of your screen going towards the left goal. And the Surf are going to get things started off early with the offense going left to right. And we are off in the first game for these two teams. Both teams look like they're going to be in a 4-3-3 formation, and the ball quickly out of bounds. Surf throw in. Tough tackle in the Minneapolis defensive half, but getting out of it quickly. No foul was called. Looks like all ball. You can see the way the Surf early in this game are trying to keep Minneapolis on their back toes, putting a lot of pressure on them, not letting them have any room to dribble. You can see they took it off in the defensive transition here. That close tackle right outside of the 18-yard box. Perfect positioning for the Surf to get up early in this game. Here's the kick. Goes right at goal. A beautiful bending shot just over the crossbar. A great effort by the Surf early in this game to put some pressure on Minneapolis. Let's see how they set up for this goal kick. So the Surf are looking like they're opting to go for a high press on this goal kick. You see the players at the edges of the 18-yard box, not allowing Minneapolis to build out at all, and then the goalie will give the signal like he just did to bring everybody into the middle to kick it long. Header won by the Surf, quickly trying to transition. A great effort by the left back Minneapolis to not let that ball through. Surf again with some tough defense, but Minneapolis does a good job to get out of it. Surf's going to take their time here just to reset, regain possession. Now you see them settling into the game. It's been almost 3 minutes of play so far. Just trying to get some movement, get back into their tactics is what they want to do. The team building out from the back. A good effort there by the Surf, but just not movement on the outside to connect that pass. Minneapolis throw in. Surf do a good job to clear it. Winning it was their center forward. Minneapolis doing a good job of winning the ball back. Seemed like that might have been a close call by the Surf defense, but he does a good job to kick it out of bounds and save any potential dangers. Minneapolis with the throw in here. Surf again doing a great job of winning it and playing it upfield. Surf win another throw in. Minneapolis United coming in as the NPL Finals champions this year. Both of these teams have a lot of prestige in the world of youth soccer. Minneapolis trying to work out of it from the back half, doing a good job of being patient, and they find the man open in the middle of the field. Surf could get caught out of system right here, but did a good job for center backs playing it back cleanly to their goalkeeper. That could have been a hard ball to play back to their keeper with it bouncing, but they do a good job of clearing it anyways. Almost a hard tackle in the middle of the field, but Minneapolis maintains possession. Minneapolis now back to their keeper to reset. Surf again with their defense being the main factor in this game so far. Just a heavy touch at the end, but you can see how they want to attack on that transition from defense to offense. They want to take it as soon as they get the ball back and go straight to goal. Their wingers and their forwards doing a good job of working back to help on defense for their midfield and their back line. Minneapolis is finding the right passes, but the touch and just the pressure of Rhode Island is not allowing them any space, as we have our first substitution for Minneapolis. Number 25 coming off for number 11 to enter the game. An early sub, you would think, in this game. The coach not really liking what he's seeing out of his left winger and going to bring somebody else in to hopefully do the job for them. First touches for the new sub. Rhode Island not letting up at all, committing a foul there. Not in dangerous territory, but it definitely gives Minneapolis a chance to reset and maybe try to find something off of this attacking set piece. You see they're electing to go early there. A good ball into the mix, but just not enough for any of their runners. You can hear their coach saying, "You can go for that, guys. We have to go for that," wanting them to put some extra pressure on the Rhode Island defense. Nobody wins the initial ball, but Minneapolis comes away with a second ball header. Rhode Island fighting to win it, and they do. And they are off to the races. Great win by the Rhode Island left winger and a foul committed by the Minneapolis back line. That was potentially a close call. It was very close to the 18-yard box, similar to the foul we saw earlier a few minutes ago on the other side of the box. Minneapolis not wanting to commit fouls in the 18-yard box for the sake of a penalty kick, but Rhode Island doing what they can to aggravate that back line of Minneapolis and get anything that they can for a goal.
Come to the right side. Nick, don't think about it. Have a go.
Just outside of the goal was the shot, and you can hear the Rhode Island coach giving his player all of the confidence. He said, Nick, you can do it. Just take the shot. Giving them the confidence to go at goal and hoping the players that are in the box to finish up and clean anything up that might pop out. Again, Minneapolis electing to go long here. Rhode Island wins the initial ball. Minneapolis doing some good defense to win the throw-in. Rhode Island again on the transition, trying to win any ball that they can and get it forward. Minneapolis center back doing a great job of coming over and cleaning up that play. Hard tackle, trying to win possession of the ball. It ultimately ends with Minneapolis throw-in. You can see early on in this game, these two teams are going at one another, trying to win every ball and just assert that dominance of who's going to break down the other team tackle-wise. That the fouls that have been committed so far in this game, they've been crunchy. Again, another hard tackle, but no foul called. Rhode Island coming away with the ball, facing up and trying to dribble forward, but the Minneapolis defense doing a great job of stopping anything from getting through them. Rhode Island again just electing to kick it out, facing their own goal with pressure on their back and pressure on the other sides of the field. I think that was a great call by the right back of Rhode Island. We still haven't seen strong bouts of possession in between both of these teams so far. The pressure, the high press of both these teams on each other is not allowing them to string together any sort of passes or possession. You see dribbling, you see short passes here and there, but maybe in this moment where you see both teams trying to open up, you'll see some more passes getting strung together. Great find by the Minneapolis midfield as they play together. You can see the movement off the ball from one another, and that Rhode Island just picking the ball up. But the movement and that possession right there by Minneapolis was the best that we've seen all game. A great tackle by the left back of Minneapolis. And we have a few subs coming on the field for United. A quick weather check for you. Both of these teams, obviously not from Florida. Right now in Orlando, it is 84 degrees. The high is 90. Now, with the heat index, you have no idea how high that could actually get to. But in Rhode Island right now, it's only 68 degrees. And in Minneapolis, it's 77. So a little bit warmer in Minneapolis. But for both of these teams, the heat and playing in this type of weather, as another foul is committed there by Rhode Island, it can be a factor in these games where these young men haven't had a lot of time to acclimate to the weather, and they don't know just the beating sun that's going to be on them this whole entire week. And managing the minutes of those players, you see the early subs from Minneapolis and how that could go into the rest of the week, and sore legs and tired legs. This punt is miffed by the goalkeeper of Rhode Island, but his Teammates trying to do a good job of winning it back. Minneapolis couldn't do anything with it, and they ultimately commit the foul. But finishing my thought about that, these teams, as another sub is coming on here for Minneapolis, the rotation that they have to get fresh legs on and do anything they can to just maintain that level of fitness throughout the game is going to be huge for both of these teams and the managers for their clubs. Rhode Island free kick. Great ball up. Minneapolis wins the initial ball. Great work by Minneapolis to get out of the high press of Rhode Island. And the Rhode Island back line caught flat. Minneapolis running at them. There's a trip in the middle of the field. I didn't see any contact. Minneapolis weaving. Rhode Island doing a fantastic job of winning the ball back. No fouls committed in the box. And then the ball will go out for a throw-in. That could have been scary for the Rhode Island defense. Just caught flat with the ball going through them and a runner going right at their goal. This ball crossed in, caught by the Rhode Island goalkeeper, but Minneapolis threatening with numbers in the box. That was the best offense that we have seen from Minneapolis in their attack. They strung together a few passes to get out of a dicey situation in their back half to then go all the way up and catching that Rhode Island defense on their back foot. In the end, it was a great job by the center back for Rhode Island to keep Minneapolis on the outside and not let them in. Rhode Island throw in. Minneapolis will just let this go out for a goal kick. If you are just now joining us, my name is Jade Barquette, and we are here at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, for the USYS National Championships. We have Rhode Island Surf versus Minneapolis United for you at 9:30 this morning. It's going to be a great week of soccer for these youngsters and just a great place to play. I played in the Wide World of Sports tournaments growing up as a kid, and it was always so fun to be there that whole week and just play soccer and do what you love. Minneapolis doing a great job of spinning out of it and through ball. Rhode Island defense trying to do anything they can to stop it, but Minneapolis with a switch to the other side of the field, a man wide open trying to save it. He does. Rhode Island again, not letting anything through their back line once it gets to their defensive third. Looks like the ref's calling a foul on Minneapolis. And the theme of this game so far, as we approach the first half of the first half, has just been pressure, absolute defensive moments from these teams. We haven't seen a lot of offense or stringing together bouts of possession from either side. We've seen sprinkles from Minneapolis to try to convert into something, but Rhode Island's defense has just been on them, not letting them out of any situation. So we have an injury on the field right now for Minneapolis. Looks like he got clipped in the heels from behind, which is how the foul was rewarded. Ball comes in. Rhode Island can't clear it out of the box. Minneapolis trying to get another chance. Still can't clear it. Minneapolis comes up with the ball at his feet. Outside the box. And Rhode Island just doing a great job of crashing anything that they can. 3 or 4 men around the ball. Ultimately goes out for a Minneapolis corner, but both teams not seeming to be able to clear it for Rhode Island, and Minneapolis get the ball down on the ground to do anything with. As we have the first corner of the game. Minneapolis electing to go short. Just one runner sends Rhode Island, and the shot's taken, blocked by Rhode Island, collected by their goalkeeper. We have a player down for Rhode Island. The ref is looking like they might call over the trainer, and they will. In the scuffle of the ball, it might have hit players. We don't want to speculate anything that might have gone on. There was a pinball-esque scenario that might have just happened in between the Minneapolis and Surf players. We have the trainer coming out to just assess the player that was hurt in that play. Both teams coming over to their bench just to get some water and direction from their coaches. In these stoppage moments, it's so important to reconnect with your team, go back to what their game plan is for both. You can see the defensive power from both teams so far in this game. But what are they really trying to do? What's the key to their attack? What's the key to their defense? If I was Rhode Island, I would be very proud of the defensive effort that I've put in so far. How do we settle down and create more possession, string together passes to offset the Minneapolis defense? Because when Minneapolis was doing that to them, it caught the back line off guard. And by Minneapolis, I'm thinking, how do we just maintain that possession a little more and then put that last final touch on it to get a shot off on goal? They've had a few chances in Rhode Island's defensive third, but nothing has gone their way and to be able to get a shot off yet. So how do they put together that last piece to test the Rhode Island goalkeeper? Looks like the Rhode Island player is going to walk off the field with the trainer. We hope he is okay. They're going to be doing some tests on the sideline just to make sure all is okay before he is cleared to go back on. Back in action here, the Rhode Island Surf goalkeeper will have the ball in his hand, electing to build out of the back here. Minneapolis putting pressure on early, not allowing them to build out, and here's where they can take advantage of that transition. Rhode Island with a great tackle, got all ball. Minneapolis maintains possession, but they will bring it back. Referee was trying to play advantage there for Minneapolis, but Rhode Island going to be given the foul there. This is a great position for Minneapolis to be in. Rhode Island has had 2 free kicks in the same area on the other side of the field earlier in this game. You can hear the Minneapolis coach calling for them to play short and quickly. You can see the player on the left side of your screen running out wide open, but the wall had to be set, and so they could not play early. If I'm Minneapolis in this moment, I'm just trying to play anything that I could play in. And they let go short with a man wide open. He takes the shot, hits it, and Rhode Island clears the ball. Minneapolis trying to find somebody to build out with, but Rhode Island doing a good job of pressing and getting numbers up early from that free kick. Bouncing around is the ball. Rhode Island trying to reset. Minneapolis still threatening. As the ball is cleared. Great touch by the Rhode Island attacking mid as he comes up with the ball, trying to find a player to combine with. Minneapolis committing a foul, and that will be a yellow card awarded to the outside back of Minneapolis, who's had a great game so far. He's really locking up Rhode Island on that right side, but it was just too crunchy of a tackle that time, as we will have subs for Rhode Island step on the field. I want to go back to that free kick though. It was a great opportunity for Minneapolis to just play short and try to get any ball across on the ground in front of the back line of Rhode Island, because anything can happen at that point. They can kick it back into their goal. One of their men could come and intercept it. You never know, but the overlapping run that it was initially played to just mishit the kick, and Unfortunately, Rhode Island had a pretty easy job of clearing it out. But here they are again, far enough away that it's not too dangerous for Minneapolis, but still threatening enough.
Great ball.
Great ball into the box, floating in.
Great ball, buddy.
Rhode Island could not get anybody on it, but a fantastic ball by number 10 for the Surf. Rhode Island taking their time on this throw-in. Played over the head of the Minneapolis back line. Rhode Island heavy on the defense on the back shoulder of Minneapolis, and they will be awarded a free kick. We've seen so many fouls in this first half of this game, and it's not even complete yet. The second half should be a great one as well. You can hear the coaches from both teams asking for their players to pick up the energy. As we get later into this first half, you might see the energy levels drop from both teams as this one's played over the top for Rhode Island. A shot taken just wide. And a great transition by Rhode Island to play quickly up the field and again catch Minneapolis on their back heels. The transitions in this game have been the differences for both teams. I thought this one might have been offsides, but it was not called offsides, just out of bounds, and Minneapolis will have another sub. That is the left back, number 2, coming off the field for Minneapolis, who has had a tremendous game thus far. Minneapolis with the goal kick and trying to win the ball. Rhode Island resetting, playing back to their goalkeeper, who kicks it long. Rhode Island collects with the ball at their feet. Another ball played long. Goalkeeper coming out of the box to try to win the ball. He doesn't, but Rhode Island does not take anything from Minneapolis with that opportunity that they had. And it will be right back into the Rhode Island goalkeeper's hands. But wow, what an opportunity for Rhode Island that was just missed. The goalkeeper coming all the way outside the 18-yard box to try to collect, just read it wrong. Rhode Island getting the ball and then shooting it. Goalkeeper collecting it as soon as that ball was shot. Wasn't enough to threaten anything towards goal. But here's Minneapolis. A great shot, trying to get the goalkeeper off his line. He wasn't set in goal and was just in the middle of the 6-yard box. Minneapolis trying to do anything they can to get shots on goal as another sub will be had by them. But that might be something they need to look at when they're threatening. The Rhode Island defense seems to be playing a pretty high line, so if they can get shots off farther away, they can catch them off guard and hopefully float something in for a goal. But even in that situation, Minneapolis only had 2 men running up the field, and Rhode Island's back line was fully set with 4, so they need to get more numbers forward if they want to really challenge Rhode Island at all. As this ball is played up, can't get any sort of combination play from the Rhode Island offense, as they will also have some subs, try to get some fresh legs in up top. Throw in for Minneapolis. They collect possession. Dribbling at the back line of Rhode Island. Rhode Island has numbers back and set. Minneapolis still only 4 men up top for them. Minneapolis playing quickly, playing combination. A great opportunity here for Minneapolis to get it in. And what a save by the Rhode Island goalkeeper. Wow, that was a moment for Minneapolis that they will not be able to get back. A beautiful build-up from the midfield and this ball coming in. I thought the winger was going to dribble down. He had space and time, but he elects to put the ball into the mix, and Minneapolis, with just not enough to get through the Rhode Island goalkeeper, a great save by him. So far in this game, that was the best moment for either team. Rhode Island throw in. And a collision on the other side of the field. Yellow card submitted to Rhode Island, as the trainer will be called out again for them to check out the player injured on the field. Player is sitting up, which is a good sign. Again, we don't want to speculate anything that might have happened and wish him the best. You can see Rhode Island coming together on the field. In these moments, players are just trying to figure out, okay, what are we doing good and what can we work on? What is that piece that we're missing that's not allowing us to get into that final third or collect those passes and deal with the pressure that Minneapolis has now turned back on the serve? Just a quick combo in between the 11 players on the field as the injured player is walking off with the trainer. We wish him well and hope everything is okay. Minneapolis again making some subs, trying to get those legs fresh. And I want to state that both teams will get water breaks. Our water break for this half was taken earlier when that first injury happened. You saw teams going to the side to get water. That was that water break that they were taking. Minneapolis with possession. Rhode Island doing a great job of not allowing them anything. You can see these teams are defending in twos and threes, and what I mean by that is one player is defending maybe 1v1, another player is coming shortly behind them, or is already there in most cases for these two teams, to put the pressure on and allow them to win the ball and then just attack with those numbers that they now have. Minneapolis winning the throw-in. You can hear their coach battle here, battle in this moment. Number 10 for Surf not liking that clearance, but his teammates saying, next one, we got this.
Don't let him out! Don't let him out! Don't let him out! Get there!
Surf trying to maintain and regain some possession, but a mishap in the field could allow Minneapolis to take advantage of the play, but Rhode Island comes away with the ball and they are off and running. Finds the man through. They have numbers, they have the space, and just not enough. Minneapolis doing a great job of clearing that ball, but that serve, they had the numbers running at the defense of Minneapolis, but just not enough to get through Minneapolis's brick wall of a back line for this game. And we have another substitute here for Minneapolis. For clarification for viewers, for the 13 and under and 14 and under age groups, there are unlimited substitutions in these games, and that's why you see the transition of so many players coming on and off for those fresh legs. Minneapolis working the ball around, switching the point of attack from one side of the field to the other, but just not enough of a soft touch to collect that ball. The Surf will try to go quickly here and get some momentum going into the half. Still 0-0 here at ESPN Wide World Sports Complex in Orlando, Florida. A hard tackle by the Surf, but the ref is going to play advantage on that one. Player's still down in the field, and now they will call it to check out the injured player, number 17, down for Minneapolis. You could hear the tackle from the camera as the coach for Minneapolis will come out to check on his player. He's sitting up, so it looks okay, but slide tackle from the Surf player will not bode well for the heat and tired legs of both teams that could result in injuries. Both teams jogging over to just try to get water right now as the Minneapolis player is helped off the field. Limping, it seems, but not using any assistance, so that's a good sign. He will be replaced by number 50 for United. Ref blowing their whistle, trying to get all members back on the field as the first half is close to coming to a close. Ball was blocked by Rhode Island, and now they have possession in the defensive third of Minneapolis. They will elect to play the ball back to try to get more numbers into the attack. Minneapolis doing a great job of keeping them on one side of the field, and the ball going out of bounds for a Minneapolis throw-in. Minneapolis trying to hold the ball up, but not enough. Rhode Island not having a lot of numbers for it, but they elect to try to dribble at the back line of Minneapolis. Minneapolis doing a good job of clearing the ball. Rhode Island can't get possession of it. Minneapolis maintains it, and they will switch the field and threaten down the left wing. 1v1 situation here on the left side. Ball comes in the box and safely collected by the Rhode Island goalkeeper. Again, Minneapolis threatening, using that left side of the field. Still 0-0 as we approach the end of the first half. Rhode Island Surf versus Minneapolis United in the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex for the USYS National Championships. It's going to be a great week of soccer. We're so excited to be here covering it with you guys. Rhode Island threading down that right side themselves now. Can they make some magic happen before the first half is over? Minneapolis doing a great job on defense. The half is not over yet until that whistle blows, and these players, you can see them slowing down and their energy levels dropping, but that doesn't mean the half is over quite yet. There were a few injuries, so the ref is adding some stoppage time in there. That'll be a Rhode Island throw-in. And they elect to go quickly to try to make something happen. End of the first half. Hard tackle between the two, but Rhode Island still comes up with the ball. Can't find anyone. And Minneapolis comes away with it. Rhode Island back line trying to evade the pressure, but Minneapolis maintains possession and they are running at them. Minneapolis through the back line of Rhode Island. Can they make something happen here? Great save! Oh, and just wide. Minneapolis has been threatening all morning with through balls through the back line of Rhode Island that has been caught on their back foot flat and too high in this first half. Minneapolis, again, like I said earlier, they need to find that last little bit to complete the transition. They have been doing so well of getting the ball up the field with numbers in the box and just haven't had that last bit to put the ball in the back of the net with two golden opportunities in this play and one earlier in the game. This might be the last kick, and it will be of the first half. It is 0-0 going into the second half of play between the Rhode Island Surf and Minneapolis United here at the ESPN Wide World of Sports complex in Orlando, Florida. It's going to be a great game. We'll be back after these halftime messages. Transition to try to make something happen offensively for them. Minneapolis with the ball, top of the box. Ball played in. Rhode Island doing a good job playing defense, clearing it out. And they are just barely over into Minneapolis's half for the first time in this second half. But it will be out for a Minneapolis throw-in. Rhode Island just kicking it out of bounds there. Minneapolis not being able to find feet. Ball played in. Minneapolis with possession. Combination play through the middle. Finds a man up in the box. Can he make anything happen with this? Spin move with a shot just wide. Again, Minneapolis threatening early in this second half, trying to make something happen for them, picking up where they left off from that first half. The combination play as a Rhode Island player is asking for a sub. We saw a lot of substitutions from Minneapolis early in the first half and kept it going throughout that entire 35 minutes, just looking to get those fresh legs out there early and often. Rhode Island electing to build out here from the back, going to play long from their center back. Minneapolis will maintain possession though from the switch. Rhode Island here with the ball now. Minneapolis again with the ball in the middle of the field trying to play out. A player was tripped, but no fouls called. Minneapolis with some great individual brilliance plays the ball through. And it will be saved, not a corner kick. 1v1. Minneapolis again, great combination play around the box. Just really patient to try to get the ball in. Fakes a shot. Played again out wide. Ball was blocked, almost tried to play in, but the ball was blocked by the Rhode Island defense. And Rhode Island quickly here breaking down in the second half. You see 3 or 4 players with their hands on their knees, hands on their hips. This Florida heat is not for the faint-hearted, as we will have a substitution for Rhode Island. I mentioned it in the first half. The weather differences for these two teams. Currently in Minneapolis, it's 79 degrees, and in Rhode Island, it's 71. In Orlando right now, the high is 90. It's currently 84. But for these teams who have not acclimated to this humidity and heat of Florida, and even though it's only 10:30, these players are going to be feeling the heat waves of the Florida sun. Minneapolis again with the ball, trying to loft it into the box. Rhode Island clearing it out, but not far enough away. Minneapolis collects possession again. And they maintain possession now. Shot taken. Again, just wide. Not enough to test the Rhode Island goalkeeper too much, but Minneapolis taking their chances. You see a glimpse of patience from them where they're going to try to build up and combine to get that final touch, but sometimes they've been taking shots from outside the box and to catch that Rhode Island goalkeeper off his line like they did similarly in the first half. Rhode Island goalkeeper will go long this time. Minneapolis trying to get the ball upfield quickly, but this will go out for a Rhode Island throw-in. Minneapolis again regains possession. Rhode Island defense doing a great job of not letting Minneapolis turn, but individual brilliance by Minneapolis allows them to get out of the situation. What a battle by these two. Wow, that was some great defense and individual offensive brilliant effort by both players. A great battle that you would love to see ended up in a foul by Minneapolis, but just brilliant 1v1 defending and attack. You love to see it at this level. But Minneapolis with another chance in a dangerous position. They're going to play this like a corner kick, defensively and offensively. Kick comes in, lofted into the box, but just on top of the goal. Minneapolis is going to want those types of moments back where you get a free kick, as Rhode Island will have a heap of subs come off and on field, and Minneapolis will do the same with one sub of their own. This is where you get into those times of managing minutes and managing legs. 0-0 tie right now in the second half of play, and these group stages of these games where points matter when you want to get to that finals later on this week. Rhode Island electing to go long. Minneapolis again winning the ball in the middle of the field. Rhode Island quickly winning it back. And here they go to transition to offense. They are attacking, and Rhode Island running up the back line of Minneapolis, dribbling into the box. Shot taken, stopped by the Minneapolis goalkeeper. Rhode Island needed that moment to relieve some pressure from themselves as they've been playing the whole second half in their defensive half. But not enough to get past the Minneapolis goalkeeper. But here they are again with possession. 1v1 on the wing, on the outside, Minneapolis trying to mitigate any pressure. And they win the ball as a foul is called on Rhode Island on that far side. Minneapolis with the free kick, kicking it out of bounds, but the ball did come in play, so it will be Rhode Island's ball. Throw in for Rhode Island. Rhode Island maintains possession of it. Can they get any man up the field? They find one out wide. Offsides called on Rhode Island. That was a great switch, though, from the surf that we haven't seen yet so far, just exploiting the other side of the field while Minneapolis is heavy on one side. They like to go long here. Minneapolis maintains possession. Individual brilliance up the far side of the field. Not enough on the slide to win the ball as the ball comes in the box. Rhode Island will try to clear, but not clear it far enough. Ball still at the top of the 18-yard box. Minneapolis still with possession. Can he get the shot off? He does. Far wide. You get a sense that something is coming for this Minneapolis team as they continue to just be in pursuit of that goal. They've been doing a fantastic job of using the wide spaces to combine and use their individual brilliance to threaten down the wings and then find players in the middle to try to get a shot off, as Rhode Island will build out of the back here. Has to play quickly, though, because Minneapolis is coming with the pressure, but it will go back to a goal kick for Rhode Island. You can tell that Rhode Island is a team that likes to build out of the back and play possession that way instead of trying to kick it up the field long and go in for a 50-50 ball. However, Minneapolis is playing with those men high on the 18-yard box, so they're having to go long on these goal kicks, which is giving Minneapolis the ball because they're not winning the ball in the middle of the field as this one's in the box. Individual brilliant shot taken just wide for Minneapolis. Again, another golden opportunity for United to try to get the ball in the back of the net. Winning those 50-50 balls off goal kicks has been the difference for Minneapolis in the second half, as they will have more subs come off the field. Rhode Island trying to play quickly, but Minneapolis was subbing, so they have to reset so the players can get on the field. The tenacity of the Minneapolis front three has been tremendous, and their connection with their midfield has given them the edge in this game. The combination play that has allowed them to get some offensive opportunities has been the difference maker when Rhode Island was more of the oppressor in the first game, or in the first half, excuse me. And this will go out for a surf throw-in Minneapolis half. Quickly thrown in. Try to switch the ball, but just not enough pace on that pass for Rhode Island to get it all the way through. Minneapolis defense cuts it off, and Rhode Island's goalkeeper will come out to try and get it. He'll play quickly to his midfield. Ball played out wide for Rhode Island. Trying to combine with anyone. There doesn't seem to be anybody open, but you see those Minneapolis defenders around the ball to get slipped through. And here we go for Rhode Island down the left side of the field. Wide open space, long touch. But just a miscommunication in the back by the Minneapolis defense is going to have that go out for a corner. But Rhode Island, with the best opportunity that they've had in the second half, with that long touch, just eliminated any chance for them to put it away. But now that they have seen it once, they're going to want to do that more and more on the transition. Minneapolis is getting heavy to one side of the field, and so if they can find the man on the opposite side and switch the ball, it'll give Rhode Island the best chance that they can to score in these moments, as we have another corner kick. Rhode Island going to go long. Goalkeeper from Minneapolis coming out to punch that one away. A great read by the goalkeeper as the Surf players were pouncing into the box. We are just over the halfway point of the second half. Still 0-0 here between Rhode Island Surf and Minneapolis United in the USYS National Championship group stages. I'm Jade Barquette. I'm so excited to be with you guys all week and this weekend coming up. We have some great soccer on deck. Minneapolis going to take another sub. Try to get some fresh legs in. You can see players with their hands on their heads putting in some fantastic work for their teams. This entire game, it has been a battle for 50 minutes in between these two squads, with both teams having some great chances. Minneapolis with the better quantity of chances, but the quality for both has been up to par in this game. Minneapolis with the throw-in on the far side of the field. Foul called. It'll be Surf ball. Minneapolis going to sub again. Number 25 will come in for Minneapolis. Ball can't seem to be put on the deck yet. Rhode Island comes away with it, but Minneapolis clearing the ball away from their goal. Rhode Island with time to face up and play. That's the ball through to the midfield, but not enough to maintain possession. And Minneapolis running at the back line of Rhode Island. Rhode Island doing a great job. 1v1 individual defense. There in the transition again. Rhode Island into the offensive half for Minneapolis. Ball on the far side of the field. Not enough men around to combine and play. They're pretty evenly matched up in the box. Rhode Island maintains possession with great move and a foul called. Card again will be issued to Minneapolis. That tackle was from behind, and that will be an automatic call for a foul every time. And Rhode Island with a good chance here outside the box. They've had some fantastic free kicks so far in this game, lofting the ball into the box, giving their players the best chance that they can to make something happen. Could this be an opportunity for them? Minneapolis with another sub. The cheers from the field behind us is something that these teams are going to want to hear. Can Rhode Island do it now? Ball lofted in. Not enough to get through. They have men, but the deflection not enough, and it will roll out of bounds. And that will be our water break in this second half. Both teams looking like they need some rejuvenation and energy playing in this Florida heat. Still 0-0 here at the water break in the second half between these two squads. Minneapolis threatening for most of the second half with some great transition opportunities that have led to shots just wide or over the crossbar. But they have been testing the Rhode Island goalkeeper. Rhode Island, on the other hand, just trying to maintain possession, get back to what they were doing in the first half. It seems like the script has flipped, and Minneapolis has taken a page out of Rhode Island's book, maintaining that possession and combination play to use the wide spaces to get into the box, and Rhode Island just trying to use the transition ball for the most part to get any attack offensively. But again, their defenses for both of these teams have been immaculate throughout this entire game. You love to see the tackles. You love to see the attack mode from both of these teams when it comes to their defense. You could tell it's in both of these teams' DNA to go in hard for every tackle and to not back down until you win your 50-50 ball. Coming back in after the water break, it will be a Minneapolis goal kick. And they go long here. Ball on the ground did not get lifted into the air, but thankfully no Rhode Island player was there to intercept the pass. It will be a Rhode Island throw, though, on the far side of the field. A lucky break by the Minneapolis goalkeeper. Minneapolis collects the ball, and that will be called a foul every time as well. No ball was touched on that tackle. Rhode Island going to ground there to try to intercept the pass and dribble, but ultimately just caught the feet of the Minneapolis player. And it's not a dangerous area, so fouls like that aren't detrimental to the team. But Minneapolis electing to go long here to try to put the pressure back on Rhode Island, and they do get the ball into a dangerous area. Rhode Island clears it though. Minneapolis collects. Again, using those wide channels. So a good clear by Rhode Island. Minneapolis throw it on the far side of the field. And we'll have a substitution for Rhode Island, and they will redo the throw-in. Fresh legs on for the serve to try to get that last push in the second half of the opening game for both of these teams. Ball rolling out of bounds. We'll have another substitution. This time for Minneapolis. Number 17 and number 2 coming on the field again for Minneapolis United. Trying to get those starters back in the game to see if any magic can happen in the second half. Still 0-0. A tough battle between these two teams this opening game.
Settle down. We need the ball. Settle down.
You can hear the Rhode Island coach yelling at his team to settle down. They need possession to ultimately finish the ball in the back of the net, and they've been electing to play long and more direct this entire game, especially in the second half of play, while Minneapolis has kept the ball on the deck for most of it and really just using their midfielders in wide areas to exploit the Rhode Island defense. Rhode Island with a throw-in in their defensive half. They maintain possession and try to play the ball forward, just not enough. The Minneapolis goalkeeper playing high, clears the ball out of bounds. We have seen some very quick transitions between these two teams, so the Minneapolis goalkeeper playing outside of his 18-yard box is going to be something he's going to want to be aware of towards the end of this half. His team is still looking for a goal, so I know that he's trying to put the pressure back on Rhode Island, but you never know with the directness that Rhode Island's playing with. They could loft one over his head if he's out of the box. Rhode Island with possession. Minneapolis with a great tackle in the middle of the field. Rhode Island maintains possession though on the far side. 1v4 it seems. Minneapolis with the ball. Rhode Island doing a good job of keeping Minneapolis in this same space, and they do win the ball back. That's great defense by the Surf, something that they need to continue throughout the second half. Keeping Minneapolis on one side and not letting them out with the ball. Some miscommunication there by the Surf team members, and the ball will go out of bounds for a Minneapolis throw-in. Throw in, Minneapolis with possession, plays upfield, crunchy tackles in the middle of the field, but Minneapolis maintains possession. Rhode Island back line trying to make anything happen, does not get the clear all the way, and Minneapolis with lots of space and time running at the Rhode Island back line, and that is going to be called for a foul as well. Looks like we have another yellow card, but Minneapolis electing to try to play quickly. The ref was speaking to a player, so they have to go back and restart. Minneapolis lofting the ball through, right into the goalkeeper's hands for Rhode Island. Rhode Island punt is long. Minneapolis defense just trying to clear it back up the field. Minneapolis thinking that was a foul, but it's not. Rhode Island with a great tackle. And again, on the far wing, Minneapolis trying to make some brilliance happen. Plays it in the middle. 1-2, touch. Tries to get the shot off Rhode Island with fantastic defense. Minneapolis still with the ball. Plays it through. Header down by Rhode Island to get the ball out. And a great tackle with a Rhode Island player down on the ground. Minneapolis trying to shoot that one, but it gets caught on the serve. And here they are with transition running up the field. Time and space. Will he take the shot? He does, just wide. And that is the transition that we have been talking about all game for both sides. At one point, Minneapolis is doing everything they can to combine to get into the box to get a shot off. Rhode Island defense halting any sort of movement that they can. And when they do try to take a shot, Rhode Island clears the ball. It gets hit by one of their players, who goes down after a shot was taken by Minneapolis. But Rhode Island clears it all the way up to the other side of the field, where they now get a shot off for themselves, as Minneapolis will come off a few subs now in these last few minutes of this game. But that moment has been the story of this game so far. Minneapolis going long, winning possession. Minneapolis dribbling through, trying to find a man in the middle of the field. Rhode Island picking the ball off. And Rhode Island clears. Minneapolis still trying to maintain possession. Ball bouncing around in the air. Finally is collected by Minneapolis. Rhode Island with some individual brilliance to get out of the 1v1 situation, but ball is going to go out for a Rhode Island throw, and they're going to also have a sub. Both of these teams started in a 4-3-3 formation. You wonder if they might change to a 3-back or other types of formations, try to get more offensive power. But at the same time, the transition for both of these teams has been the main event of this game, and you take the risk of changing your formation late with still opportunities presenting themselves for both teams. Minneapolis throw. Ball will go out again. Another Minneapolis throw in. They win the ball. Minneapolis with the ball on the far side of the field, or close side of the field on the wing. Some brilliant individual dribbling. But the Rhode Island back line doing everything they can to win the ball, and they do. Minneapolis back with it, though. Minneapolis with fancy footwork and a shot. Just outside once again. The battles between the back line of Rhode Island and the front three and attacking mids of Minneapolis have been absolutely brilliant to watch, as Rhode Island will have a sub here. But it's been so great to see these teams battling it out. You can see how much this game means to them in the kickoff. of the USYS Championship week. Neither team is letting down or backing off.
Organize quickly! Quickly!
Minneapolis with the throw-in. They maintain possession on the far side of the field. Can they get anything out of this? The ball will go out of bounds. Or a corner kick. And this could be a huge opportunity for Minneapolis to put something away late in the second half. Ball comes in, lofts it into the box. Minneapolis goes up for the header. Ball pops out. Can Rhode Island clear it? There was a high kick in the box, so the ball will come back. Rhode Island trying to move quickly, but the ball was not in the proper place. Rhode Island goes long. 3v1 for Minneapolis and Rhode Island up top. Great tackles by both teams. Rhode Island comes up with possession. And here they are down the right side of the field. 1v1. Rhode Island looking for men to get in the box. There's one wide open at the top of the 18. Can he find him? Looking for a PK. One was not awarded, and it goes out for a goal kick from Minneapolis. If I'm Rhode Island's coaches right now, I am hoping my player finds that man on the top of the box who was wide open. The Minneapolis players were all getting sucked towards the 6-yard box and where the ball was going, that nobody saw the runner near the PK spot creeping into the box as the play was developing. For Rhode Island, those are the moments that they need to find when it gets towards the end of this game. You can see the frustration in some of these players' body language as they come on and off the field. Rhode Island with the throw-in. Minneapolis wins possession. Trying to transition forward, but stopped by the Rhode Island back line. Long ball through. Rhode Island trying to do a good job of not letting that go out for a corner, and they do. It'll be a Minneapolis throw-in. The far side of the field. Rhode Island needing numbers back to help defend in this moment. Ball coming in the box. Long throw. Rhode Island, can they clear it out all the way? They do. Numbers are getting out of the box. Minneapolis collects and plays the ball through. Good chip ball over the top, but Rhode Island is going to clear it out for a throw-in. Coming down to crunch time here. Limited minutes left as the ball comes in the box. Rhode Island trying to clear it out. Minneapolis still threatening though. They have possession. Players calling for offsides, but no call is made. Shot blocked. And cleared by Rhode Island. Minneapolis still not going away. Trying to work some 1v1 individual magic. Minneapolis still maintains possession. Rhode Island hot on his tail, and it will deflect off for a throw-in. Minneapolis looking for a long throw here into the box. Can they do it in these last waning moments? Rhode Island can't clear it away. Initially, still bouncing in the box. They do finally get it out of the 18-yard box, and they are threatening on the other side of the field with runners running up the field. Minneapolis defense doing a good job of not letting anything through, as there will be a final sub here, you assume, for the Rhode Island Surf. Rhode Island with the throw. Minneapolis just going to kick it out. Anything can happen in these last few moments of the game. Rhode Island looking to go long into the box as well with a long throw, it seems. Nobody playing short for them. Ball comes in. Minneapolis clears. Rhode Island gets possession. Minneapolis with transition up the field. Long ball up. It's 1v1 on the far side. And that is another yellow card given to number 33 on Rhode Island. If I'm not mistaken, that is the fourth yellow card that we have seen in this game between both teams, and Minneapolis in a spot right now where they can make something happen in the waning moments of the second half. 0-0 here at ESPN Wide World Sports Complex in Orlando, Florida. Minneapolis United with the ball, free kick over the top, ball played in. Rhode Island goalkeeper coming out, punches it away for Rhode Island. Team transitions out of the box. Minneapolis maintains possession. They go wide. Rhode Island doing a good job of not letting anything through, and they will try to go up the field, press with everything they have in these last moments. And nothing will be able to come of it as the game ends 0-0 in between the Rhode Island Surf and Minneapolis United. A great battle in between these two games in their opening game of the USYS Championship. The name of the game was Transition. Defensively and offensively for both these teams, a tough battle, but neither team can slot anything through to finish. They'll be here all week, so make sure you keep up to date with your team. I'm Jade Barquette, and I will see you soon.
Yeah, Rhode, keep working.